Hello, guys. Welcome to one more episode. Hello, Artur.
Hello.
Everything's
Hello,
fine
everyone. Yes.
with you?
Yes.
So,
And
today,
you?
yes, I'm good. I'm good. Always thinking
Business
on,
as usual.
yes, thinking on new tricks, trying to
Of
be
course.
innovative as always. But it's good. It's good. It's good. So today we are going to have a different kind of episode, right? We spoke already of too many subjects, and now for the first time we have no idea what's going to happen, right? Because Miguel,
That's exactly right. We have no idea on what is written on
Yes.
those pieces of paper.
yes,
so
we have no idea. So we are going to answer some questions. We are going to discuss some subjects. I'm totally clueless about this, and you are, because we haven't.
I just arrived here. So it's,
Yes, me too. So, do you want to grab a piece of paper and
yes, I guess we can start.
let's see?
Okay, I got one.
Fingers crossed.
Let's see. Okay, so one trick that it should never been made.
Okay, let's show to the camera what it says.
Yes.
Yes. One trick that it should never been made. Okay, I can think of 100 of them, but
Yes.
do you want to start with?
I mean, there are a lot, of course. Some tricks are made just for the money. I mean, but I don't know. I remember this one trick. You know this one too. It's very old. I don't even recall the name. And so the effect is that you have your shadow, on the floor.
Yes, I think yes.
So you have your shadow on the floor, and then out of the sudden there is a hole.
Yes.
There is a hole that opens in your shadow on your head, something like that.
I think I know what you are talking about. Many years ago.
Yes,
right?
this is old, but I can think of others. I don't know. I don't really like. I think it's called Starlight, for example, which is also a trick where you shine a light to. And then you see some dots of light, and then you reveal a playing card, something like
Okay.
that. This one is more recent, but yeah.
For you, those two should never exist.
There are others, but this one specifically, the first one I mentioned, I don't really know the name. I can look, and then we can show in post. But this one is,
Okay.
because you are doing the trick with your shadow, and to the spectators that are around you will obviously look at you and will somehow figure out the method for it. So it's.
I see.
But you have one trick that
Yes,
you believe.
one of them I already mentioned, I think, in another podcast, which is the Peter Murphy card through window, which is Miguel is laughing because it's the biggest piece of garbage I've ever bought in my entire life, and it was really frustrating
At the time, yeah.
at the time. It was pieces of cardboard that didn't work. You had to add perfect lighting. Even if you had perfect lighting, it doesn't work. It's like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, and should have never exist, in my opinion. Even though, again, I must say, I love Peter Murphy. It's an amazing and
It's just
brilliant
that really
magician,
is,
no doubts
specific.
about it. But that trick in particular is still in my mind, as I still cry every night about that money. So
For the money spent. Nowadays, I don't really buy much magic by impulse. So what I mean is that whenever I buy magic, I do it in a more ponderated way.
of course,
Ponderate is a word. No, I mean
you think a little bit more before
before
investing
buying
in something.
it, and because we know many methods, when you see a trick, you more or less know how it works, and you see if it will fit your performance, if it will fit your style also. I don't fall into these mistakes anymore. So I mean, sometimes, but not that often.
Yes.
We were.
There's another one that I've seen where the magician has a chewing gum, is chewing some gum, and then places it on a piece of gum paper, those wrappings,
Yes, yes,
where we
yes.
remove the gum from, and when he places it in there, it has the shape of a rabbit, which then moves a little bit. It's very, very weird.
But it moves.
It moves, and I mean, I don't understand why. I think that magicians, some inventors, or I don't know what they are. Sometimes they should think a little bit more before placing something in the market.
Agree.
For example, let's take this trick where you have the chewing gum and place it. A good trick, just an idea, will be okay. It takes out the chewing gum very well. Okay, place in the wrapping, and then imagine that somehow it transforms into the shape of a rabbit. Somehow, I don't know. I don't know exactly how. Okay, but I don't know if it's a flap or it's a change or something with an elastic. That I mean, anything else. But I think that many inventors nowadays think to make a buck the next day. They don't think in the long term, and they don't think in a way that makes magic better. In my opinion, which is a shame because
Yes, but
they should.
there's always people who buy this stuff. But
But
yeah,
10 people
it gives you
why?
a bad name, I believe.
Yes. That's it. Now I don't recall any others that comes to mind. Those two are really okay. Let's pick another one.
Yes,
May I?
you pick it now.
Okay, I'm not palming anything. So let's see what question it is. A magician's persona that annoys you the most. We are going to be cancelled after this podcast. A magician's persona that annoys you the most. So we must name a magician that annoys us. Okay.
Not a magician, but a persona.
What?
Look at his character.
Okay. The character. Okay. I know. I will tell you one. The kind of persona that irritates me the most, to be honest, is the kind of clown magician, but that are really, really bad performing, like they do these kind of silly things to make kids laugh, and then they do a very serious trick the moment after. So they change from one character, very stupid, very ridiculous, to a very serious one in the next moment, and it's like you are seeing some clown which is different than a magician. I have nothing against clowns, right?
Okay.
But it's totally different than a magician. And that's basically it. For example, recently I've been in vacations and I saw a magician in my hotel. And he had this kind of persona. He was very, he made like flowers appear and was surprised by them. Like, it was, spring flowers and very, always laughing at himself without the audience not reacting anything. And in the next moment, he had a torch and he placed his hand like this, trying to not get burned. It's very, very, very strange. So this kind of things annoys me a little bit because, again, it does not give magic, which is an art form, any justice. So I don't really like to see this kind of, And for you, what
for me, I like to see magic. Like overall, I enjoy it. But nowadays it makes me some, makes me tingling when I see a magician making fun of a member of the audience, for example. That kind of performance where you use your spectator in advance for you to be funny, for you to, I don't know. I used to do that when I was younger. That was part of my style, especially when I was doing stage shows and parlor, all that. But now not anymore, because I see magic from another perspective, I would say, and to be to be in the place of the audience. So to be the audience nowadays and to see that and to perhaps experience that makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, I see. In my opinion, it's very, very hard to make fun of the spectator, because unless it's really your character, unless you are Mike Hammer, we spoke about him. If you go to Vegas and you watch his show, people are not annoyed because he's making fun of all the spectators for a full hour, and everyone, including those spectators, are enjoying and having fun. But unless you are Mike Hammer, it's very, very hard to do that in a way that people do not feel offended by it. You know, you must really have a very strong personality, a very strong persona to make it and to do it well. It's not easy. There's another, I think it's Mike Melders from the UK, which is also an amazing comedian and magician, which also does it very well.
But those are exceptions, I would say.
They are it's like a handful of people that I know that can do that without the whole audience feeling offended, you know. But other than that, a normal magician, a standard, by the way, magician doing that, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's like simply don't do it, you know. It's not your persona, don't do it. So
yeah, I believe it's better. I met this one magician in Instagram. I think it's called Coringa. It's a Brazilian magician. Has a character of the Joker, you know, and it tells like a lot of jokes and plays with the spectator, but not in a bad way, to be honest, which I really liked. So you were saying Mike Hammer. So this one is also I really enjoyed.
Nice.
But those are exceptions, I would say.
Very exceptions.
It's yeah, I don't feel very comfortable watching these nowadays. But
one more.
let's do it. Of course.
It's your turn.
Okay. We don't need to. I mean, how many are we going to?
No, just a few. Just a few. Yeah, three more or four, and that's it.
Next question. True or false? Magicians are the worst. I will say that this one is false because magicians.
In what sense the worst?
Yeah, this is very vague.
Annoying.
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 Picky.
No, I think it's false. It depends on the person. I think you can have a friendly magician. You can be, I don't know. You don't have to be the worst just because you are a magician. But I don't know. That's open for debate.
Yes, I mean, for example, we have some customers. We sell magic throughout the world, right? And we have some customers, not all, that do not respect what we do. It's a small minority, so we cannot say magicians are the worst. But what happens is, for example, you sell a trick, you know, and they say, "Oh, it's too expensive." Sometimes it happens, you know, especially
I see what you mean. Yes,
in the Magic Cafe, which is the worst and bad. And it's also a good place, but also has the worst side of magic right there, you know, because there is one sentence which is, I think that the worst people, these kind of magicians, the worst magicians, discuss people. The good ones discuss ideas. It's a difference, you know. For example, when you go to a Magic Cafe, for example, you see there many people throwing them other creators down and saying bad things of the tricks. So sometimes it happens, right? But they don't really understand all the effort that goes into putting a trick out. But again,
I see your point.
It's a minority.
From
anyway.
the point of, so as a customer, magicians usually tend to be very, very picky and very...
sometimes.
will throw you down.
Yes, sometimes. Sometimes they are really very, very picky to a point, to extreme sometimes. But again, not all. So it's what it is. But I think that, for example, there was one guy on Magic Cafe which is the inventor of the Sven pad. I don't know his name, honestly. I'm not.
He's American.
Yes, I don't know his name. I don't know. And I remember like 3 or 4 years ago, without any motive, told me, "Oh, João is the Zara of magic, destined to disappear very soon."
Is it the Zara of magic?
The Zara of magic.
So the fast fashion.
Anyway, what I mean is there are some very mean people. And I'll be honest with you, we are both adults, right? So for me, I don't care who this guy is. I don't really care. But this stuck into my mind for one reason.
Mm-hmm.
If there are magicians that are starting into magic or are trying to release a new effect, reading online these kind of comments may really throw some magicians down, and they could
Discourage.
literally stop creating magic, because they feel discouraged, because there are people like this guy that who is very, very mean without any reason. I didn't hurt him. I never spoke to him in my entire life, and is just post this for no reason, and this is really so there are magicians really which are the worst in this sense.
Okay. I see your point.
But again, it's a small minority. For example, I remember there was one guy on also on the Magic Cafe. Now I don't go there anymore. Literally, I don't go there. But which a magician which was there and was the worst, because the thing is they are hidden under false nicknames, and there was one guy that was constantly messaging me saying, "Oh, Equalizer," which is
yes.
I think is a nice invention, but this guy, "Oh, this is the worst. We could buy a Bluetooth speaker and we could do it for alpha price." So there are magicians that do not understand a product. I think I will not call them amateurs, because I have customers which are amateurs, which perform for their kids and wives and understand all of the effort and the money that we invest into creating these props. But there are a few people that really don't...
and they don't speak without actually knowing what's behind.
Yes, and message me. I mean, for example, if I see a trick online that I don't like, I don't start messaging the creator saying bad things about him for no reason. It's very, very strange. So, yeah, some magicians are the worst.
The same people who goes to restaurants and complain about everything. Yes, so I think it's the same kind of annoying person that's going to...
And what irritates me the most is that magic is a very, very, very small community. Once you create a product and you sell like 2,000 units, 3,000, 4,000 the most, or 5,000. It's not 100,000 units. I mean, and the investment, it's not mass produced. And so some magicians should have more respect for the creators, many of them without even having the product, or especially in the Magic Cafe. The thing that it happened to me once as well, that there was one guy saying very bad things about the Spectre Touch. And I knew who he is. And when I answered his real name, he was very, very nervous. Yeah. And he was, please don't mention my name, don't mention my name. When people hide behind a nickname, they are the strongest in the world, but face-to-face is different, So I think that magicians should respect each other more, because, again, this is a very small community. There are very, very few curators, and that's it. So some magicians are the worst, but I think it's gladly in the minority. That's it.
All right.
Okay.
Let's take another one. Your turn now.
It's my turn.
Tension arise.
Top 3 best close-up magicians of all time. Top 3.
You can start.
May I?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So you have more time to think, right?
Yes, because I'm to be honest, I'm very bad with names, and but I can think of some, of course.
Yes, let me think a little bit. It's not easy. If I take here for 10 minutes,
or if you don't want, we can skip this one and have one other. If you don't want to mention names.
No, I'm thinking. I think you will agree with me. One of the best. Regarding close-up, it's David Stone, because he created all of those DVDs. He's very knowledgeable. He can entertain really the audience in an amazing way. I really love his work. For layman, it's what we are talking about, right? Magic is for layman, right? 99.9% of the time. It's for layman people who never saw magic. So I think David Stone is with his persona and his all of his energy. I've seen him working many times. Is really amazing. The second one that I really like is Nicholas Einhorn from the UK. I think Nicholas Einhorn is really amazing performer. His persona again, his presence is really good. And let me think. These are names are coming to my mind, right?
As you speak.
Yes. Now let me see. I also really love. Let me see. No. Okay, now I said two. Can you name a few while I think of my third one?
Yes. I mean, perhaps I can name. Perhaps not one of my favorites or top three, but we have a few magicians in Portugal. To name, for example, the close up, the most known one to the magic community, perhaps Helder Guimarães. He is really good in what he does, and it's not just a close-up magician, and he has a lot of background in magic also, has a lot of published material. I wouldn't say that's top three, but I mean, this personal opinion. I think it's worth mention as a Portuguese magician. Also, another Portuguese magician, which I like the work, not as known as Elder, is Francisco Mouzinho. You know him, of course.
Yes, I do.
Again, not very well known. If you don't know him, you can check his work. And I would say Dani da Ortiz. I mean, because
now when I say close-up magic, I'm not thinking about card magicians.
No.
But for example,
also includes card.
Okay, because
David
if you go that way, yes.
David Stone is very diverse in what he does as a close-up magician. Sure.
Yes. When I saw this close-up, I thought like table hoping. It was my I don't know why. Perhaps I'm wrong, but it was my first thought of a working magician doing close-up magic, like on a table hoping situation, or at how do you say, in the starters and standing and.
Yeah, but I think card magic also is included. I mean, we can name a lot of Spanish magicians.
If I go that way, I will say Jason Latimer, for example. You know Jason Latimer,
yes,
which is also a FISM champion with his transparent cups and balls.
But I don't know his work outside that. I mean, I know him from his cups and balls. And
Gregory Wilson is amazing.
Sure.
Yes. Okay, sorry.
It's hard to name just three because there are a lot of very good ones. And but yeah.
I would say for me, Gregory Wilson, David Stone, and Nicholas Einhorn. Like they are really amazing.
Your top three. Okay.
Yes.
Nice one.
Okay.
Let's take another one.
Yes.
My turn now. I will shuffle it a little bit.
Just on palm.
Another one. Okay, what's the worst magician joke pattern that you know? The worst.
The worst joke.
Like the. Sorry.
Or pattern.
Pattern joke / pattern. Like what do you mean pattern here?
There's one.
Can you keep a secret?
So do I.
Something like
Can
that.
you keep a secret? So do I.
Well, I see.
There's one that I really don't like that I saw some magicians do, which is like, can you please stay right here, don't move. It's where the trapdoor is. Okay. I'm saying this, but even myself said this joke many times. But now that I'm older, I think it's not really that good.
Perhaps. I mean, not the worst, but there is this joke when you ask a spectator to sign a card. You usually say, "Oh, you can sign your name and your phone number." Oh no, I'm just kidding. Just sign your. You just put your phone number because the name I already know.
Okay.
Something like that. So it's a little bit awkward.
There's another one now, which is, can you please, how it is, signed on the face of the card, not yours.
But I also
Okay.
I use that one.
That's
back in
right,
the day,
but it's not really. Okay,
right.
let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
It's good for you? Okay. Okay, let's. It's me.
It's your turn.
It's me. Okay. The most bizarre thing you have seen in a magic show. Allow me to start.
Please.
There was one guy that I will mention it now in more detail, which I just saw recently in Algarve, in Portugal, where I was in vacations. Which I will tell you. So basically, he had like a little torch. It's like a thing. I don't know what it is, but it's like a small gas tank. And when you turn a little knob, it makes how should I say, like a
flame?
flame this size, you know. I don't know what the effect is, and I messaged this guy. Can you please tell me what the effect was? Because I could not understand. But basically, imagine that this was the thing, and there was a little fire here, and for 3 minutes, what he was doing was this. The flame was here, and he did this. Imagine that here is the flame, right? A little flame like this. So you just open the gas, and the flame goes like, you know, and he did this. Then move to the other side of the stage, and then place the arm very fast, of course. I mean, he didn't stay with the hand like this.
Yes.
He was looking, everyone is... For 3 minutes, he was the flame, and he did this. For 3 minutes.
It didn't smell like a burned pig.
Of course, no. Because I was really annoyed because there were many kids in the audience, you know, and adults as well. It was a family show. And I'm really sad by this. And it happened a few times. I mean, we don't need to see the best thing in the world, but something that is respectful to the art. Because for many kids that were in the audience, and probably some adults, this was probably the first magic show they have seen, you know. So once they see something as bad as this, they think that, oh, this is magic, you know. If the water tricks were better or good, no, it was always in the same level, you know. So I was really annoyed by this. You know.
See. Yeah.
So nothing happened for 3 minutes, and
You just stay there.
Yes,
It was
just stay there.
awkward.
Yes, the music was, you know, very energetic, and
Really?
and then
Perhaps he was,
No one was clapping.
trying to do something that didn't happen, like trick goes wrong, and perhaps I don't know. I wasn't there, but
I don't
if
understand.
nothing happened,
Nothing happened. I mean, if you was there with
Either-
the flame and imagine, you call the spectator, can you please place your hand when you feel it burn, remove it? Oh, yes. If you stay with his hand like this for
okay.
5 seconds or no, but
Mhm.
like this, of course, it does not get burned. I could not understand what the effect was. So
There's this trick where you have a candle and you place your hand on
love
top.
that trick. Yes,
I don't really know. This is a recent release, but I don't really know if this the concept, the method was older than this.
no. It's
release.
very recent.
Yeah,
It was invented by Reiner from Paralabs,
I think. Yeah,
and it's sold by Phoenix, I think, by Christian Schenk.
I remember seeing this in Blackpool, which is a great trick with
yes,
the
it
fire,
is.
and you
It's
don't
very
get
good.
burned.
Very good.
Also, the method is really clever.
Very clever.
But yeah, as for me, perhaps the most bizarre, not necessarily bad, but I'm thinking about David Blaine's, eating spiders, eating frogs, eating whatever, and getting stabbed in the arm. I know that there is some methods to do these things, but it takes this to the extreme, and it's bizarre enough, I would say.
But you don't like those kind of effects?
It's then not that I don't like. I like, but
Because it says the worst, so you are mentioning
no, the bizarre,
bizarre,
the most
okay, bizarre. Dude, it's bizarre.
It's bizarre enough. I like, but I don't like that much. I mean, just
I like a lot. You know why? Because I think what happens with David Blaine, in my opinion, is that people don't know if what he's doing is real or if it's magic. You know, so I've never seen anyone doing it like him. So it should be a little bit crazy to do many of the things that he does. You know, and I think that he's very original because he takes his stunts always to the extreme. There is one moment in one of his, I don't know, I think it was in his live show, and I think this was made part of a special. I think, I'm not sure, where he catched a bullet with his mouth. But it was a real bullet, and he did like a metal cup with the shape of his, with the help of his mouth, and the cup was in his mouth, and a real shot was fired. I mean, it's crazy,
Okay.
right? But I agree, it's
It's also-
really, I really love. I mean, it's very different, but yes, I agree with you. It's really bizarre.
I was thinking back in the day there was this, for example, this gore style of math. So when you used to cut a woman in half, for example, there was this. Fake blood and all the smell and the
Yes.
so that's
yes.
that's also that's the category. I mean, it's
Yes, I agree with you.
It's making the spectators, the audience, feel something extra with your magic.
Yeah,
So-
the first one to do, by the way, just to that version of the song in half was made by Ricciardi. He really and then he had like a blank sheet, a blank how do you say? Yes, a blank sheet at the back, and there was real blood thrown at it, you know. And then once he cut, I think it was his wife, when he cut the assistant, he really took all of the guts and showed it to the audience, and there was blood everywhere, you know.
Okay.
So
It's extreme.
yes, it was Ricciardi who the first one to do all of this with blood, and
All right.
very cool. yeah.
Let's move on. May I suggest that I show you a trick?
Yes, because we are now in half an hour already. So perhaps you do one trick, and then next time we don't know which ones these are. So we'll keep this for another episode. Do you agree?
Or you can take one and don't answer that and leave it. But yes, I will show you a trick. Not exactly a card trick, but something different. I have some cards here which are not playing cards. Not sure if you can see those. Yes. So these cards have names written on it. They are all dead people, actually. For example, Michael Jackson, Jeff Buckley, George Michael, Amy Winehouse, also singers and music related. And I want you to just take one card and read and show to the camera the name. Okay. So we have about 30 of them. Okay, here. So you just lift half of the pack, or more or less half. Yes, and take a look at this one. Yeah, and show to the camera. Okay.
Right.
It's a dead person.
Yes.
Okay, so don't show me just now. I have this stack of cards here, which I wanted to sign. Okay, this one says Sicario because this was the restaurant where I used to work back in the day. This one was, can you just sign the card for me? Just something right here.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever signed a card like this before?
Never.
Okay,
Never.
You can close the cap. I will just use a small piece of paper, and I want you to focus and remember what is the name that you have written on your card. This is your signature here.
Yes,
right?
yes.
I will light this, and something will appear. Can you see what's on the card?
Yes, I can.
It looks like Elvis' face.
Yes, it does. And
What is the name?
it's exactly
Elvis?
Yes.
Amazing. Elvis Presley.
Very nice.
And that's a souvenir for you.
Very nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Uses the out of lunch principle.
Yes, part. And also, there's this stack of cards, which I don't think, I don't remember if it's part of the original trick, but this one is the Savangali principle as well. But you can actually force Elvis in any way you like.
Yes. It's very cool. What's the name of this?
It's called Celebrity Scorch.
By who? Do you know?
I don't know. I have the box at home. I don't really know, but we will find it and we'll put somewhere below.
So you have done this trick many times?
A few, yes. It was this one was from when I used to work like every day in doing restaurant magic, and so I needed to have like lots of new tricks to experiment. And I remember doing this a few times in the restaurant, and I did it with cards with the restaurant name printed. So this was specially made for this trick.
I see.
I had plenty of free time back then. But there was one thing. So when you buy this trick, you get a special tool that will allow you to burn this face
like a stencil,
something like that.
A metal stencil.
So you can do that. It requires a little bit of work to do this, because this is done with a lighter, and this is real burned on the card. But if you like, this was actually an advice from a colleague of ours, it's Gustavo Sereno. If you like, you can have one card burned, and then you take a photograph, or you kind of scan the card, and you actually print the cards with the burned face.
It was exactly what I was going to say.
Yes, it's not the same. So when you have the burned card, the real one, and you have the print, it will not look like it was real burned. But because you are using flash paper on top,
that's it.
It will cover a little. I never did this because I stopped doing it. But this was an advice of colleague of ours, and it may work. I mean, it's because it takes a lot of work to do this by hand.
Yes, like 3 minutes or 4 with each one.
Yes, something. And it's messy because then you need to spray with airspray, so it fixes. Well, it's a lot of work, but it's a small piece of advice. If you want this to be a worker, you need to
take some time before. Very well. Okay,
that's it then.
That's it. Let's wrap this up.
Yes,
that's it. So, guys, we hope you enjoy this kind of questions and answers. We have a few more, so in the future episode,
next time. Yes,
we will see which ones they are. All right. Guys, see you next time. Bye.